Hi, my name's Nick. Welcome to MIY, Make It Yourself. This is my man cave. It's November, it's getting a bit cold. I've got an electric heater. I've got a camping gas lamp that chucks out a bit of heat. But I thought I'd show you how to make something using candles. Little tea lights. You can buy a pack of 100 tea lights for about £2. And I thought, what can you find to make a nice little heater? I've seen a few where people use an inverted plant pot. I think I can go a little bit better than that. Right, so what I'm using today is these little plate casters, and I'm going to fix them to the corner of a concrete block. That will give me a very strong and sturdy base. You wouldn't kick it over unless you really wanted to. I've already drilled and plugged it. I'm sure you don't really want to see me drill and plug a hole in a concrete block, because you can do that. So I'm just going to get myself a bit of iodide, epoxy glue, and I'll quickly mix that up like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit in the three corners where there isn't a screw, which will just stop the plate from moving around. Okay, so just put a bit in each corner like that. A little bit more maybe. Put my plate caster on there. One of these little screws. There's a wall plug in there. And like I say, you could probably, if you used enough iodide, you could probably stick the caster on and it wouldn't go anywhere, but I'm a bit of a fan of a mechanical fixing. So I'll just do the other three. Now I've got these plate casters because I made some things back in the day. I made a bin that had casters, but you could use a caster. I mean, this is a bit big. It's got a single spike on it. Just drill one hole and fit that in the block and use some iodide to hold that, or some car filler just to make a bond. Okay, I'll just do the other two. Let's move slightly. There we are, it's a good fix. So what I'll do is I'll just turn that over. Now, concrete block, most people can find a concrete block for nothing. So I'll turn it over, and as you can see, I've drilled another 8 holes, and I've got these 80mm screws which I'm going to put in, and I've set them at about 45mm. So I made myself a little guide that I could put the screw down to, so they'd all be the same size. Then you haven't got to muck around measuring each one. That one. And that one. And that one. Right, just a couple more to go. Because most of the weight's going to be pressing down on these screws, there shouldn't really be a problem. And I'm going to use what I thought was called a Fear-Light block from a storage heater. Now, these things are usually found by the side of the road, where people chuck out their old storage heaters and they get a proper central heating system. Here's one here, and they should just fit on top of my block like that. You can check if they wobble, they rock like that. So we can just adjust the screws. Still rocking that one. Just that one there, I think. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so let's take the block off of here, put it on the floor, and there we've got very sensible, very sturdy block. I mean, obviously if you're using candles it can be dangerous, and then your theolite block will fit on top like that. Okay, right, so I'm just lighting the last of these little candles. I mean, basically a wax candle probably costs the same as electricity, as gas, as solid fuel. Now, it might sound cheap, £2 for 100. Now, those theolite blocks, those blocks will actually really absorb the heat and give you a nice radiated heat, and you can gently move them around to suit. You could use that in a greenhouse or a garden shed. Obviously take care not to have combustible things around, but I reckon that's a pretty safe option. I've moved on to a Mark II, and this is a pot block. I actually bought this one, but it was only about £2.20, so they're not an expensive thing, but the aim was to find the breeze block and the theolite blocks for free. Now these, I found these also since our last video, and now they're called metatite or theolite. I think that's probably just brand names, but it's a very, very dense block, and I haven't actually looked into what they're made from. However, they're going to sit on there like that, and then if you look around the side, the pot block gives us storage for our candles, and again it's going to be higher off of the ground. A couple of people have mentioned to me block on the floor could be a trip hazard. However, this one over here, we just had it running, and I've got a probe here, and the temperature we've got at the moment is 69 degrees. We've had it up to about 92, 93 degrees, and you could use it to heat a pasty through over a period of, say, an hour. As far as I'm concerned, that's the first half of a football match and a bit of half time. Anyway, happy heater making. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm going to come up with a few other things that I make for around the house, and hope you can join me soon.